Buggy, you excited for the sequel? He's not excited. In the last episode, we did some fretboard work. We began stripping the finish, and probably some other stuff too. Oh, we added binding to the back. Anyway, in today's episode, we're gonna finish refinishing. We're gonna get the neck back on, the strings back on, and play this thing. Here's where we left the guitar last video. Stripping of the sides is going okay. Taking quite a bit of effort, and it's still splotchy with some of the orange stain. You can see the figuring of the maple is pretty nice in the places it exists. There's the finish from before. Areas still need a lot of work. Interestingly, the binding is loose in two locations, both directly across from each other. So we're going to re-glue those. To secure the loose binding, I'm going to use these frame clamps. And given that I have decided to refinish the back, any remaining gaps between the binding and the back, I will add some dark wood dust and super glue. There's also a gap here that we should fill with some maple probably. And I'm making sure that I get the grain orientation the same as the original, because that way it should finish at least similarly as compared to like end grain.
Now about the torches to do. Everything will be alright. Stick with me, I'll stay by you. Our lives are passing us away. We'll want from you on this cold and lonely night. Keep your covers warm and tight. You are you do. It's true.
I have to go help my daughter with French math, but first I'm going to get the rest of this outer layer of shellac off so it's ready for sanding in the morning. All right, here we are the next morning. I know I would actually discourage people from using a power sander on a guitar, but here I am doing it. The sides are almost done. I did a grain raise with water yesterday, and I'll hit it with some 220, maybe go a little smoother than that, and then start shellac. There's the outer finish, there's the stain, and this is where we're at, very splotchy. Now going for some 80 grit on a sanding block. Getting there. Are you almost done a certain element of a project? Probably time to drink a 40, eat some chips, and take a bath. Too much sanding makes daddy a dull boy.
Just kidding, I'm an everyman. I didn't take a bath, I took a shower in acid. I just put on a shirt made of asbestos and I put it on backwards. It's slightly uncomfortable. They didn't call these man buns till I wore one, and I would never do that in public.
Okay, look at this puppy. Looking pretty good. It's almost in the white, as the kids say.
How do you do, fellow kids? What?
So I'm gonna keep hitting it with an 80 grit sanding block. Say goodbye to your little friends.
I'm gonna take a break and walk my pit bull now. Let's go, hellhound! Don't give a f about these ducks. All these squirrels make me want to hurry. I'm gonna turn these peacocks into pea socks. These flowers are all cowards. Mason bees? Wait. Keep off the grass. Kiss my ass. See this chickadee? Suck my dickity.
Pretty.
Now it's Friday.
And I'm fucking sanding a fucking guitar again. Not again, still.
See these herons? I don't be caring. How cold are these pigs? I don't give a frig.
Tanager, I want to talk to your manager. And now the part of the process where we know it's not good enough, but we wonder if it just might be. If we just throw some finish on it, will it be perfect? Even though we know there are still scratches. I went up to 400 grit. In certain lights, I still see scratches, but here we go. So at this point, I'm intermittently allowing the finish to cure, and then I'll rub it down with something. In one case, a 2000 grit sandpaper. In another case, just some fabric. Here's the guitar. Looking pretty good. There's definitely, pardon me. There's definitely lines of shellac, not perfectly smooth. So I'm gonna water down my shellac with some more alcohol and do some thinner coats now. I forgot to hit record. Here it is after I put on another coat. You can still see application lines, but they are finer. The sides are still quite rough, having done many fewer coats. As I mentioned before, this little patch looks like ass. Probably should have just done rosewood dust. From back here, it looks great. If you do get a piece of lint in your finish like that, it's best to just leave it be, because if you try to get it out while it's wet, you're just going to screw up more. Been hitting it with this 2500 grit sanding cloth. Trying to level out any inconsistencies. At this point, you might be like, hey, Levon, how come not much is happening in this video, yet it's taking you so long to put it out? Well, even though I've done a lot of shellac applications and French polishes, I don't really have a system. I basically just keep going until it looks good and then I quit, or until I can't stand it anymore and then I quit. So last night, I wet sanded with 2000 grit and soap, and then reapplied shellac. Then I sanded it down with a 2500 grit sanding cloth and reapplied shellac. And so today it's going to be more of the same. Hopefully I can polish it out to something satisfactory and call it quits, and then put this guitar back together. And then I can stop wasting your time. Speaking of waste, I can't waste any more time before letting you know about today's sponsor. Does your significant other have a functioning metabolism? You take them on date after date after date, and they never gain a single pound. What a waste. But now with Chunky Man-Child, no more of your hard-earned money will go to waste, and all of it will go to waste. Chunky Man-Child may be gluten intolerant. Chunky Man-Child is guaranteed to have 60% use of 3/4 of his appendages. That's 45%. Spinal cord not an appendage. I meant to put more effort into that as well. However, my daughter had 2 orthodontic appointments yesterday and 2 volleyball games, so I only had about an hour and a half to get anything done. So today, we're here. It's shiny, but it's got lines of shellac in it still, so we need to polish this out and call it done. This maple is really nice. You can see there's still some lines. A buffing wheel might be a good option right now, but mine are kind of disgusting. So I'm gonna try to hand buff it with a microfiber cloth. We'll see. I've also been using these cloths. I think the finest one is 2500 grit. It leaves quite a lot to be desired, but yeah, we're getting close. I'm gonna try to just give it some elbow grease and a microfiber. This chunky man-child could use the exercise anyway. Realistically, after I'm done here, this guitar is going to start being played, so I'm getting very tempted to call this good enough. Unfortunately, the Schrammel harp strings that I ordered have not arrived yet, so we're going to be reusing almost all of them. We'll add one of the narrowest from my stockpile. Now we're going to stick this neck back on. I realized I never trimmed down this binding here to fit the heel, so I have to do that. You may have noticed this was out of alignment, but this is actually getting cut off. Another thing I'm realizing is that I probably don't have enough matched bridge pins. Should have ordered those a long time ago as well. All right, 6 rusty strings on. We just need to find a 7th and then put on a full set of nylon strings. What tuning do these harp strings go in? Some people go with the diatonic scale, and others go in semitones starting at the D sharp below E. D sharp, E flat. I don't know how anything works. I don't know music theory. You may have been able to guess. Now I'm tying a knot in the string so that I can put it in the hole. For nylon string guitars, when there's room for it, I like to just double stack through the post hole. Since these strings are meant to be occasionally plucked, but also just sympathetics, it's ideal just to tune them to something that will sympathetically vibrate with the piece that you're planning on playing or the tuning you're planning on using on the Spanish neck. So anything really goes. Before we get those tuned all the way up, let's put some Spanish strings on so we don't tilt the neck too much with tension. I actually really love these, the Ernesto Pala by Ernie Ball. The nylon strings are black, which looks amazing, but also I find I like the tension better than the see-through nylon. Bonus points, these ones are ball end, which works well with a pin bridge, so you don't have to tie your own knots, and don't worry about those knots falling out. Again, I'm going through the post hole twice, and that usually gives me enough tension on the post to keep the string in place. I also then wind the first half winding on one side and then cross over and put the rest of the windings on the other side, tensioning it away from the slot. On the brass string, I'm not able to get them to fit, but here you see I got half a winding and then I cross over to the other side of the slot hole, and we'll finish my winding on that side, and that will pull tension towards the hole as it's slotted into the first slot here. And the first strings on either side I will wind to the inside so that it doesn't scrape the outside of the headstock, and the second two I will start one winding on the inside and then move to the outside and finish my winding there. And hopefully that ends up hugging the string in the slot and adding more stability. Because of the bronze windings, of course, these are much less likely to slip out of the slot holes. Now it's going to be a little while before I can actually demo this because the nylon strings are stretching out. I look forward to showing you just how much sympathetic reverberation occurs. We'll start with just here. I'll give you a quick sample. I immediately muted that string, so. Special thanks to David Seals 6863, who has become our first complete Luthier tier YouTube member. Thank you, and thank you for everyone who supports the channel. Since I know this is driving a lot of you crazy, for a special treat, since you stuck around to the end, please like and subscribe, and allow me to trim off these wires. Well, I have some birdseed on my head. Had some birdseed on my head.